Safeco Field became the new home of the Seattle Mariners halfway through the 1999 season. The blueprints followed the same neoclassic pattern the ballparks of the 1990s have followed: natural grass, irregular dimensions, and a retractable roof. The retractable roof here at Safeco is a little different from those found in other new stadiums. When the roof here is fully closed, it does not completely enclose the stadium, meaning the dense air and wind off of the Puget Sound could still be a factor during a ball game, especially when the weather is cold. Sticking with recent ballpark trends, Safeco has team stores, picnic areas, playgrounds, restaurants, a baseball museum, and other amenities that make the ballpark a unique experience. Bleacher seats and a message board are located above the bullpens in left field, and the main scoreboard sits atop the center field bleachers. Without a doubt, Safeco is the best park for pitchers in the American League. The expansive power alleys cut batting averages severely and limit extra base hits and home runs. During the cooler months, the heavy air will knock the ball down and prevent it from carrying. The perfectly manicured infield surface provides true hops and helps prevent miscues. Safeco Field hosted the 2001 All-Star Game and has been well received by the Seattle community. Shea Stadium opened in 1964 and has been the home of the New York Mets for the last 29 years. It was one of the earliest versions of the cookie-cutter style, complete with symmetrical dimensions, modest power alleys, and lots of foul territory. The only thing missing was the artificial turf. Now Shea is the third oldest venue in the National League, behind Wrigley Field and Dodger Stadium. Players often complain about the noise coming from the airport that is only a few miles away. To the left of the scoreboard and to the right of the 410 mark in center is the magic top hat that animates a big red apple when a Met hits a home run. Sitting about 25 feet behind the fence in right center, the huge scoreboard is 175 feet long and 86 feet high, with a large analog clock resting on top of it. Shea Stadium has historically been kind to pitchers. Even though the dimensions aren't incredibly deep, the park does not yield many long balls. The ball just doesn't carry that well here, though it does carry a little better to right field, which is probably why left-handed batters have had a slight edge over the years. Many batters claim that Shea has the worst visibility in the majors. There is also lots of foul territory, and infield grass is cut very high, two things that are known to assist pitchers. Hall of Famer Jim Bunning threw a perfect game against the Mets in this park on Father's Day in 1964. Shea Stadium has hosted 4 World Series, including the memorable 1969 and 1986 Fall Classics, and played host to the 1964 All-Star Game. Preliminary plans for a new ballpark for the Mets have been discussed, but put on hold temporarily. Skydome became the home of the Toronto Blue Jays in 1989 and was an instant success. The retractable roof stadium was the first of its kind and it sported the tallest dome and the largest jumbotron to date. The Blue Jays provided highly competitive baseball, while the dome supplied many shops, restaurants, and other services that would make people happy. The Blue Jays became the first team to draw over 4 million fans in a season. The success of Sky Dome led the charge for other teams to build new, modern ballparks. The most recognizable feature of Sky Dome are the businesses that are strewn across the outfield and the absence of bleacher seats. Sky Dome also has commercial restaurants, bars, and hotels to go along with the various shops and plazas. The bars and restaurants have open views of the field and do not serve the standard stadium menu. The 348-room hotel located in center field has 70 rooms that overlook the field. On a rare occasion, patrons staying at the hotel have provided Sky Dome fans with some alternative entertainment. When the roof is open, the closed end of the stadium serves as a wind scoop that causes a downdraft in the outfield, which tends to prevent home runs. This park is usually neutral to pitchers, but like any turf field, ground balls will shoot quickly through the gaps in the turf and produce more extra base hits. Sky Dome has hosted 2 World Series and an All-Star game. The ballpark in Arlington became the home of the Texas Rangers in 1994. The field itself is located 22 feet below street level in order to avoid summer winds, and the windscreen that stands on top of the offices in center field minimizes the impact of stiff breezes. Though the park is truly fan-friendly and the seats alongside the dugouts are as close to the baselines as any in baseball, the upper deck seats are further away than any other park in baseball. The left field wall consists of a 10-foot-high manual scoreboard. Beyond the center field wall stands a 4-story office building, which not only houses the Rangers front office, but a baseball museum and a children's learning center that are open year-round. In front of the office complex, just behind the field, are playgrounds and concession stands. The Jumbotron is located above the covered home run porch in right field. Because of the dry heat, the ball carries well to all fields, even at night. The large outfield gaps in this park promote extra base hits, and the dimensions really help left-handed hitters who can lift the ball in the air consistently. Because the ball carries so well, particularly to right and right center field, fly balls often escape the reaches of the outfielders and fall in for extra base hits. Kenny Rogers threw a perfect game in this park on July 28, 1994. The very first interleague game was played here in 1997. The ballpark in Arlington was the host of the 1995 All-Star Game. Though Tropicana Field was built in 1990, the park opened for baseball as home of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 1998. It features a cable-supported domed roof to lock out the unpredictable Florida weather and has a fast turf surface with all-dirt base paths. The apex of the dome is 225 feet high over second base and slopes to 85 feet at the center field wall. The off-white ceiling and the catwalks can cause fielders to lose some fly balls. Some of the catwalks are in play, so players and umpires must be aware at all times. There is a beach-themed patio in left field and the restaurant hidden behind the batter's eye in center field. The scoreboard is located beyond the right center field seats. There are a few sections of seats behind home plate that have their own television monitors. The short fences in left field should help right-handed power hitters. The dirt base pass within the turf infield can cause unpredictable hops, and the off-white ceiling is a real tricky background. Add to that the strange plays that can occur with the catwalks, and playing defense here can be a tough task. Turner Field was created from the multi-purpose stadium constructed for the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. Once the Olympics were finished, the Braves fashioned the park in the neoclassic style, and the TED became the home of the Atlanta Braves in 1997. The park has a classic look, but the stands aren't as close to the field as in some of the other new ballparks. The playing field is 20 feet below street level, with plazas and restaurants surrounding the exterior, overlooking the field. From the concourse, fans can see the surrounding neighborhood and the city of Atlanta. The Braves' amazing string of recent pennants are displayed along the facade in left field. Turner Beach, which is located on the right field patio, overlooks the field and features concessions and a picnic area with lounge chairs. With its spacious dimensions and large foul territory, Turner Field quickly earned its name as a pitcher's park. This park allows pitchers to challenge hitters and lessens the fear of making mistakes up in the strike zone. The deep right field alley hurts left-handed power hitters, and even though the ball seems to carry a bit better to left, right-handed power numbers have also been down recently. In its short history, Turner Field has hosted a World Series and an All-Star game. In 1971, Veterans Stadium replaced the 62-year-old Shibe Park as the home of the Philadelphia Phillies. With a capacity of 62,382, the Vet is the largest park in the National League. The park is famous for the ultra-hard turf, which was finally replaced with a slightly softer turf before the 2001 season. Regardless, the surface still plays much faster than other parks, and the ball takes higher bounces. Other than the turf, the Vet is known for having loud, energetic fans that can shout the loudest boos in all of baseball. The 5 numbers retired by the Phillies are strung along a tarp that hangs from the bleachers in left field. A replica of the Liberty Bell is located on the stadium roof in center field between the double video screens. Because the ball skips through the infield and into the gaps faster than normal, the park has favored hitters over the years. Extra base hits are more common here than in other parks around the league. The Phillies have been around since 1883 and have never won a World Series championship until they moved to the Vet. The Phillies plan to move into their new ballpark at the start. Originally built for a team in the short-lived Federal League, Wrigley Field became the home of the Chicago Cubs in 1918 and is the oldest active park in the National League. Wrigley Field got its distinctive look after renovations in 1937 when the outfield bleachers were built, the large scoreboard was installed, and the familiar ivy was planted at the base of the walls. The atmosphere surrounding Wrigley Field is outstanding. Local fans can watch the game from the rooftops of the houses beyond the outfield walls on Waveland and Sheffield Avenues. Home runs hit by opponents are tossed back on the field by the famous bleacher bums, who occupy the seats in the outfield. During the seventh inning stretch, the traditional "Take Me Out to the Ballgame" is sung, usually off-key, by a celebrity or guest of the team. Ernie Banks' uniform number 14 is on a flag that flies from the left field foul pole. Billy Williams' number 26 flies from the right field foul pole. After each game, a flag is raised from the center field flagpole that indicates the results. A white flag with a blue W signifies a Cub win. A blue flag with a white L, a Cubs loss. The 27-foot-high scoreboard was built in 1937 and is still manually operated. The large clock in center field was added in 1941. Rows of evergreen plants are used for the batter's background over the center field seats. Wrigley is affected by wind conditions more than any other major league park. When the wind is blowing off Lake Michigan, the park favors pitchers. But when the wind's blowing toward Lake Michigan, the ball carries extremely well and shoots out of the park. Despite its reputation as a hitter's park, Wrigley can favor pitchers in the cooler months when the wind tends to blow in and the high-cut grass will slow down hot grounders. Wrigley Field has hosted 6 World Series and 3 All-Star games, which includes the 1932 World Series, where Babe Ruth's call shot occurred. Amazingly, the Cubs have never won a World Series title at Wrigley Field. Their last World Championship came in 1908, 6 years before Wrigley was built. Kerry Wood recorded a 20-strikeout performance at Wrigley Field against the Astros in 1998. There's been talk that Wrigley may undergo a series of major renovations, adding modern amenities while hoping to retain the classic neighborhood feel.